I'm back. Hi, Randy, K7AGE, in my new hamshack. It's been a busy year and a half having a new house built for us. I'm recording this in September of 2018. We moved in at the end of June of 2018, and we basically broke ground around June of 2017. So it's been a real busy year, plus a lot of work and planning and prep. Years before that. We actually bought the property, I think, in about 2005. So it's been a busy time. So we're now moved in. We're pretty much settled in the main areas of the house. And now the hamshack and the basement and the garage is starting to get attention. So this will be the first of hopefully a lot of videos coming up as I progress with different projects in the hamshack here. So let's take a little look around. So many years ago, I used a free home 3D design program and laid out the floor plan of the house, and it allowed me to place furniture and things within the house. So we used that to get an idea of how we would fit in the house, including how I would lay out my den/hamshack. So you can see on the far wall here is where my radio equipment will go, and I have a pair of desks that are parallel to each other, and I like that because I can look out the window here and look down into Go Beach, which is about 3 miles away. In my hamshack here, I'll have electronics workbench, which I have not had a dedicated space in many, many years, so I'm looking forward to getting that set up. On the other end of the wall is bookcases and storage, and I have my television over there. I want to get a larger one. My sofa, my recliner. This is my man cave ham radio shack. So it is pretty much being populated like the way I had thought my design would be many years ago. So this is the beginnings of my new electronics workbench. I got this from a ham friend of mine, Dave, who has moved out of the area now, and he was quite a collector of boat anchors and electronic parts, and I would trade him empty moving boxes for basically a lot of good stuff, and you'll see some more later on in the video. So anyway, this was a workbench that he had that he gave me, and I kind of derusted some of the metal work and re-spray painted it. It's got a nice 6-foot long by 30-inch solid maple butcher block top. I'm going to put a shelf arrangement on the top of this, and I'm using these 2x4 basics plastic shelving things that you use 2x4s for the verticals and 2x4s for the horizontals. But I'm having our cabinet maker cut me some cabinet plywood that's finished on both sides to use for the shelves instead of the 2x4s, and it'll be much squarer and flatter. And I'll put pegboard across the back so I can hang things on there. It'll have a work area on the left side that's larger, and the area on the right is where I'll have a lot of my test gear stacked up. So some of my test gear that I've collected in the last couple months, I picked up this Tektronix TM500 test frame up at the CPAC Hamfest. It has a digital voltmeter, a frequency counter, a function generator, and a power supply. I got that whole frame for $90, and it was all working. The guy had it running there at Seaside, and I brought it home. Then a couple weeks ago, at our local club picnic, I bought this other Tektronix TM500 frame, and it has 2 frequency counters, another digital voltmeter, different models than what's in the first frame, and a 80 megahertz oscilloscope. And I plugged that in when I got home, and it all lit up, and I think that basically works. I haven't had time to extensively test that yet. So I'm really looking forward for a lot of this new test gear to be put on my workbench here, and should be fun with a lot of videos coming up. I have so many projects I want to build, so many. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. Down in the basement of the house is where I have a lot of stuff stored. Before the movers moved us, we basically moved around 250 boxes ourselves. Now, a lot of those have been unpacked. That's part of my trading material with Dave for some gear, and including this pile of Heathkit stuff here. So he says, "You want this?" He says, "I have no idea how it all works, if it works. Some of it's in pretty rough shape." But I said, "Yeah, okay. I don't know if I bit off more than I can work on, but we get a lot of rain in Oregon, so I'm going to be on this workbench a lot here, hopefully during the rainy season." So, but I have boxes down here of all my radio gear, my parts, and it's a lot of this has to get organized and brought upstairs here to the ham shack. So, looking forward to that. So I think that's all I'm going to show you right now. There'll be a lot more coming up. I'm going to have a tower. I'm going to have a tower installed. There's a lot of work to do on that yet. Get the workbench set up. Some of the radios. I want to get a wire up quickly so I can get on probably FT8 here with a limited setup. But I'm back, and this is the first of hopefully many more videos coming along at a more timely fashion. So a couple upcoming things, since this is being recorded in September 2018. I'll be at PacificCon in about 3 weeks now. I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends and viewers there. A couple weeks later, I'm hopping on an airplane and flying to Huntsville for the AMSAT convention. So that'll be fun. I think the last time I was to an AMSAT convention was Orlando when AO40 was still in the lab, and we all got to tour that. And in January, I'll be tooling off to Quartzsite and for the week-long Hamfest in the desert there. So, and again, you can follow me on Twitter. I've been routinely posting a lot of stuff on Twitter. I haven't been doing much on Google+. Twitter's the place to follow me almost on a day-to-day basis. So, and I have one more thing here to show you. That's part of the ham shack. This is going to be great for the long contests or the long workbench projects. I have my own full bathroom right here off the ham shack, including a shower. So, if I had a refrigerator and a coffee pot, I would have it made in here. Stay tuned. Randy, K7AGE.